Hey Tom, thanks for dropping by and saying hi. Does the audio sound okay? Is the music too loud? Thanks for letting me know, Tom. There's no way for me to be able to tell. I just figured I'd test stream. I don't really care how I do on this account because it's my baby account and I already only got a 14 on the front nine, tier 3. It's not going to do anything. Then, of course, it looked like RJ just started streaming. He's a little early. So now I don't get to watch it. I can turn up the mic. I don't really hear myself, so how's that? Go ahead and go to there. Can you hear the volume on the background music too, or? Thanks for helping me out. I've not done this before, so I expect there to be lots of problems. So on this shot, as you can see in my notes, I'm going to be doing mid plus 50% P1 numbers. I'm going to go with the white ring at the left rough and the tip of the ball guide just into the dark green. Thanks for letting me know about the background music, Tom. Alright, so one left, 3 top, and then I'm just going to scoot along the green here, right there. I'm going to pull 10.9 rings. So I've got the grids on here so you guys can see how I pull. So there's 10, and then 0.9. Then I'm going to give it a little baby left curl. And of course I hit great, so it's not going to drop. Probably be right along the ball left. or a square. You can use this with the Wind 4 ball. Just use P1 numbers. KM works the same. You're not going to hit min. I did use a Kingslayer earlier in testing it and dropped it just fine. Yeah, it's a very finicky. It's a little bit of a funnel, but it wants to lead you to the right side of the cup. If you hit too far right, it comes back to the left side. Or if you hit, it wants to feed everywhere but in the middle. I've only been about 50% in dropping it, and most of those are because grates. Alright, so now we're going to move on to hole 12. T3, 10%. So here I'm going to go, this is an APOC 5, so I'm going to go max top, 3 right. I'm going to set up the red ring right at the edge of the rough where that break in the snow is on the rock. I pretty much used that in tour play when I was playing this in T10. It was always pretty consistent. The only thing that varied was the amount of curl based on the wind. And in this case, we're going to curl into the T is right along the right side of the ring. You'll see, since I have the grids on, the grid will go right along the right side of that ring. With my APOC 6s earlier, I did go 6 top, and I was still plenty safe with perfects. I always, as you saw there, always pull back until I see it click into OP and then back off of it, just to make sure I'm not accidentally underpowering it. Thanks, Blah. I hope I said that properly. Minus 29 and minus 30, that's respectable. Tom, how does that rank in the pro and rookie tier 3s? I know they can be just as rough as expert tier 3. Thanks, Slobodan. If I butcher your name, I apologize. I'm not very good at pronouncing things. Alright, so we have club at 35%. So we're at plus 8 here, which is 90% club, 8.5 wind. So 11.5 rings. And we're going to spin until right there. Just into the dark green. 11.5. Straight pull. I over adjusted a little bit there, which means I get perfect. But not too bad. Thanks, Tom. I'd like to thank you all for watching the videos and checking in on the stream here. I do this to try to help everybody do better. I started first doing this because my clan wanted the shots, and then, as the feed gets longer, you start losing them, so I had to keep posting them over and over again, so I just started putting them online, and it kind of took off. Other people started watching them. Alright, hole 13. I've only dropped this a couple of times. Pretty hard shot. So we're going to do max plus 10. 3.7 back, 3 right. Thanks for the boom blah. Need all I can get on this account. Thanks for the good luck, Anthony. Thanks, Tom. I try to make it as simple as possible. I try to really break down the way things look. As far as the way the guides look, I had to give all the credit to Finzel. I used to watch him all the time before he, went to Masters mostly and paid. And he used to put these guides up for free, and I saved one of them, and I just kind of cleared it out because I liked the way it looked and I liked the way it all set up nicely. That was close. Tried that shot a couple of times. I couldn't drop it. I always ended up high, like our opponent here. The only way I got it to drop was this way, and it was very rare, so I go into this one not expecting much. I will say using a Wind 4 ball makes adjusting this much easier because you have to be careful not to adjust on the slope. And as you can see here, I have to do 10.2 rings. And so what I do is I'm going to adjust 8 up here on top first, and then I come down to the bottom where it's flat again and just another 2.2. Go just into. Try to hit perfect. I've hit grates. They were still safe. I still over adjusted because of adjusting down. That's why the Win 4 ball helps if you have them. Win 5 ball, same. Still the same adjustment, but if you can do the whole adjustment on the top island, you're less likely to over adjust the shot. Moving on to hole number 14. The only hole I have made more than one mistake on in this tournament. It's always a scary one. So we got max plus 10 on the drive. And I'm going to set up at just as it clicks into the plus 1, you'll see the ball guide is just over the bunker. Do 4.1 top, 3 left. It comes awfully close. Hey Kane, thanks for the good luck. Watched your stuff quite a few times in the past. It's always very good, always well explained. So 3 left, 4.1 top. Just as it clicks into the plus 1, I'm going to do 7.1 straight pull. Three-quarter ball curl, just as it clicks into OP. Try not to hit a double great left. Single great lefts have been okay. They get a little closer to the rough, but generally safe. So for the second shot, I'm going to do club plus 15. So actually I'm going to do max plus 15. I haven't been able to get a good, consistent roll. Hey RJ. Thanks for stopping by. How's your stream going so far? I saw that you started it. Hey Mark. Thanks Droopy. Oh, wow. Thanks, Mark. That's very appreciated. I can go towards purchasing a qualifier pack or something like that. This account doesn't have to worry about not enough kingmakers, but the others do. So 9.1 on max. It's going to be 10.7. Going to pull straight. 10. Oh wow, I let that go way early. Hi Luke, Chris, Fun and James. RJ, did you just send your whole stream over here? It seems like everybody's coming. Thanks, Fun and James. That's very appreciated. Everybody, please give Mark and Fun and James props in the chat. Thanks a lot, RJ. Is RJ still streaming? Hello, Chris. Thanks, GB. Well, I hope he does well. I usually like to tune in and watch him shoot. Hey, Shane. I used to watch a lot of his hole-by-hole shots too early on when I first started using YouTube to find shots and starting to try to learn wind rings and everything. Hole 15. So, max plus 20, P5. Going to use a Zerk. Thanks a lot, T-Bone. Appreciated. This shot here was worked out by Tony Green. When I wasn't able to finish, he'd come in and he shoots the shots that I haven't finished yet and posts them in the chat of our clan. Helps me out a lot. Thanks for the good luck, Spadi. Thanks, Green. Mark. Thanks for the subscribe, Fun and James. Yeah, this week I actually got over 2K. I know it's not much different. The 1,000 is the important one because that's the one that allows you to monetize the stream. Not that it makes much money, but a little bit helps. Alright, so 5.8 top, 0.8 left. This is an APOC 5, so blue ring at the edge of the fairway. 11.3 rings is going to be 10.2. I pull below the 0, so I'm only going to push up to the plus 20. Curl to the inside ring, max over power. Hit perfect. That's good. That should put me in a nice spot for the funnel. We're going to play that at 20% as well. That'll be about 45% club from there. The only time I got in trouble on this shot was a really bad double great right without a curl. The shot is still fairly simple to hit from the sand. It's about a 30% of your sand iron at a minus 30. Okay, so if we stretch out here, you can see there's max, and if I use this guide here to show you guys, you can see the just past the middle red mark there was the 50%. So I'm going to go ahead and take that back to 50. Enter in 9.7. This is a fairly straight win, so I don't really need to worry about it that much. But just wanted you guys to see that. 4.4 on the adjust. Great right. Should still be fine. But always scary on this hole because the ball tends to go to the right. Yeah, I had a royalty-free stream running. It looks like my 8-bit radio stream took over afterwards. Sometimes I kind of like to listen to the 8-bit radio and while I play. A little nostalgia. Listen to some video game music while playing video games. Thanks for the booms. That's a nice drop by our op. That layup is always there. It's a 10% if you play it. If you ever are playing this in tour, I get lots of drops in tour when this was T10 playing it from there. Okay, hole 16. This is kind of a funny story on this shot. I was working out this shot based off of a opponent's video from Tony that he had posted. And as I was working it out and making the notes, I think one of my viewers was looking at the notes and saw it and directed me to Brandon Burke's page. And that's when I saw that it was almost the exact same shot. So I had to give him credit because I'm assuming that opponent took the shot from him. Alright, so it's a pretty simple setup. There's a tiny funnel there. We're going to use a navigator with max back, 1 left. And we're going to do 1 to 1 plus 1, which I believe is it P1? Yeah. P1 mid plus 25%, in case you wanted to know the exact. There was a strong straight tail I had one time and I hit min. I've only had that happen once, but it is a chance. In that case, I just underpowered and didn't put put a little bit of right curl on it just to make sure that I wasn't getting too far left, but just getting over in a safe, easy putt was good enough for me in that situation. First fax machine. That annoying modem sound. We had a Tandy 80 growing up because it was a very cheap computer. And with the dial-up. And we ran a BBS website, pre-internet, where people could dial in directly into your computer and play the video games you had on your computer. Okay, so 8.2, we're going to do 9.2, max back, max left, put the yellow over here, and if you look as I wiggle that, you can see that there's really no movement in the fog guide. And give this just a tiny bit of baby right left curl. hit great left, which is always scary on here, but I've hit that great left a few times on that shot, and I haven't been in any trouble. Does mean you're going to miss it, but better than sand or rough. Good luck, GB. I have a Rookie 1 baby I plan on playing tomorrow. Not Rookie. Rookie 3. It's still in Rookie tier. I've only had it for 2 weeks. Alright, hole 17. This is another shot that was worked out by Tony Green. Him and I have very different play styles, but it kind of works because we think of shots in a different way. And usually we can come up with a good shot. I've been very close lots of times to the hot hole-in-one on this. Haven't gotten it to drop yet. One of the most annoying things about Tier 3 is how long it takes to match. You're going to get a replay 90% of the time anyway. Shouldn't make me wait a minute to match. It already takes long enough to play 5 accounts. I've seen this shot used a lot by a lot of my opponents. And it's a good shot, but, you know, I don't like to waste circs if I don't have to. Alright, so we have low wind, so I'm only going to use 1 back, the 2 left. And so 6.5. Push back to max. I'm going to go a little more than mid-ball curl here. Great left. Should still be fine. Oh no. Wow. Okay, I did something wrong there. Probably didn't give it enough OP. Yeah, Sky, that's why I listen to this music sometimes when I'm playing. Just kinda, I like the sound of 8-bit, and it's usually a little bit higher bit, right? Alright, so we're at about 45%. Let's see if there's any kind of funnel or anything here. There's a little bit of a funnel right there, so let's try to use that. 10 rings. $2.7. Man. Nice, Lobodon. You got the hole-in-one? Well, I just gave up a drop right there. That's the first time I've missed that this all weekend. But as you can see by these scores, it doesn't really matter. If I'd hit perfect there, Tom, it would have dropped. I just let go way too early. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and go with a Titan here. I know I showed a Zerk in the video and a Zerk you can use, but I wanted to go ahead and show that you can use a Titan. So we're going to use 15% max. Oh, the first par 4 ace. That's a special one. That's one you'll always remember. Alright, let's go ahead and go into this. Usually if you use a Titan, I would switch to a bag with a cat in it. Especially given that I have, I'm going to go ahead and do that anyway. Because I have APOC 5, I'm not going to get very... I'll stick with the sniper. I just don't like using low cat. Now the biggest risk here with using the Titan is you're going to have to max OP. And, you know, the great left's a risk. So no movement, max top, 1 right. Got 8.2, which is going to be 6.7 rings. When I can, I like to adjust over the center. So there's the 6, and then 0.7. Since I'm using the Titan, I'm going to push the max. Slight great left, should be okay, but it's always a chance. Yeah, we're fine. And 415, going to be right at the edge of where the sniper is going to clear the rough. So what I'll have to do is push back up after I make my adjustment. So you'll see me stretch. You'll see me stretch the club to find where I want my ball guide to be. And then I'll look at the number of rings that the red line on the back of the stretch is going, and that's how many rings I'm going to push up after I adjust. If you ever have trouble hitting perfects on max OPs on this, what our op is doing here is called a counter slice. I love using them. They look cool, and it's easy to hit the slice. Oh, I guess I won't have to. I'm pretty far down. Alright, so we're going to spin. See, you got to be careful of that glitchy spot there. So I'm going to pull this back a little bit. And I'm just going to play for the eagle here. So 9.5 from plus 5. Plus 5 is 82. 9.5. So we're looking at 11.2 rings. 10, 11.2. I'm going to add a little bit of curl because you see how I was left. Hit perfect, which means it's not dropping, because that's how PD rolls. And we're going to have a nice easy putt just to finish off the eagle and get out with the minus 29. Should have been a minus 30. Speaking of Mario. Thanks, Tom. Thanks. A little bit on. I mean, minus 29 will probably put me in the, I want to say, the 40s. That's why Tier 3 really eats through the KMs and the Kingslayers for making the guides. You just don't get the rewards that I would get if I was Tier 2. Especially when you're not buying special balls and you have low clubs like I have. I'll show you the clubs I have in after this. Thank you for watching, Tom, and join in. Now, if you want, I can run my other. So 9th place there, that's our clan president, Tony, who worked out the shots. Funny, looks like he got me by tiebreaker. Qualifying round tiebreaker. He had a 16. I had a 15. So, as you guys can see, this is my baby account. I've been playing expert in it for quite a while. It started off pretty much in Tier 2 since it went to expert because I had that pro. But I don't play it a whole lot. You see only 775 games. And you can see mostly pretty low on the clubs. Epics are at 4s, rares are at 7s and 8s. I do have the commons max, so I get my prism. Mario World 2. Alright, so if you guys want, I do have another account I can run. I'll go ahead and stream it. If you want to hang out, cool. If not, go say hi to RJ. Hey Flappy, welcome. You're welcome, Sky. Gonna have to buy some Titans. This account here is one of my older accounts. You can see I have 3,800 on it. Been playing since before the tiers with it. But it's had more fails, which is why it's not in Tier 3. Alright, let's get started with hole 10. Back the notes back up for everybody. So I had a 14 on this. I made a pretty big mistake on 9 on the front. I hit a really bad straight left, running this one first. Ended up with the birdie. Should have been a 15. It happens. This one is at least Tier 2, so if I can get a 15 on the back or a 16 on the back, I should finish decent, you know, top 25. Alright, so we're going to go one right, 0.5 back. I'm going to take the yellow right there to the edge of the rock. Max OP. I'm going to curl to the triangle here. Double great left should still be fine. That's going to be a long putt. I didn't buy gems. No. I just haven't really had to spend them on this account because I've had a decent amount of high finishes, and I haven't really had to buy KMs on this account. So, no, I wouldn't buy gems. If I don't even really buy ball packs. On a couple of my other accounts, I have bought the KM qualifier package, which has 500 gems in it. But that was mainly because I was out of Kingmakers, and I wanted to try to not use Kingslayers as much as possible for the guides and the videos. But I'll show you the balls in a second after this hole. Oh, this is a nasty putt. Oh, the wrong side great, so I'm going to miss that one. That's a poor way to start. That's what happens whenever you assume you're going to hit great one side. I almost always hit great the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get over here to my notes and make a note on the notes that low wind, .5 or less than 8.5. Use no back. That way, if anybody else comes in and they get that, they won't make that same mistake and have that same impossible putt I had. Although perfect probably would have been okay. Alright, so balls, yeah, so no paid balls here. You see, I don't have a ton of Kingmakers. And as you can see, being only 15, I'm not very good at doing my rewards either. There's some accounts that I just do better, you know, my main account at doing those things, but let me go ahead and show you guys using a Kingmaker on this next one to reduce wind. So 50 P1. I wish I had that many gems. I spend them. Some of my accounts used to be closer to the 20 before I started making the guides, and since I started making the guides, and since a number of my accounts have gone tier 3, I've had to use the gems to buy Kingmakers for the tournaments, and it really depletes the gem stash at $650 or 650 gems each time. Alright, so I'm going to go One left. Three top. We got 9.1. Good thing I used Kingmaker. 50% mid. It's going to be 12. White at the green. Tip of the guide just in the dark green. There's 10. Hit min. Well, that's a problem when you get king wind. So I'm going to have to not curl because I'm under adjusted. And it's probably going to be a little hot too. Yeah, way off. That was a bad example for you guys.
Yeah, Nat wouldn't hit men there, and would have been a lot better if you just, I would have had to adjust at the time. But hitting men makes it really hard to adjust, especially at an angle, with the adjusting. Okay, let me check my audio, because the music is kind of distorted too. Maybe my headset's getting low. Or is it still distorted? So it is pause the music. See if that helps any. Beating him away.
Okay, is that any better? There we go. Just had to disconnect and reconnect my headset. Alright, let's get back to it. Hole 12. I have no clue why that happened. I don't know if it was something with the Bluetooth. But alright, so we're going to be doing 5.8 top, 3 right, red ring at the crack in the rock, adjusting max plus 10%, and we're going to curl into the T is right on the right edge of the ring. So right there is the crack in the rock, red ring, 8.4 is 6.6, T at the edge of the ring, pulled back and forth into OP to make sure that I wasn't underpowering it because I don't want to be too short. Overcurled it just a little bit, but we should still be fine. Go max plus 35. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our blue ring to the rough. Hi, getters. This is only the second time I've ever gone live. Thanks for the good luck. I don't usually do this because it takes me too long to work through all of the holes, playing each account one by one. But in order to speed it up this time, and since I was out of practice tokens anyway, I only played 4 accounts through the front 9 this morning. 14 hours ago almost. Alright, so blue ring at the corner there. So I'm at max. I got 8.1, which is going to be 11.2 rings. I'm starting here, and I'm going to right there. So 11.2. That was more like 11.3. Thanks, getters. And as I said, 11.3, right on the left side of the cup. Had I actually pulled the correct amount that had been dropped. It was even a heavy 11.3 at that. But speed was perfect. That spot is a good spot. It's just a matter of pulling it properly. I've gotten a few drops on it, but it's not a funnel, so it's not going to drop from slightly misadjusting. So how has everyone's weekend rounds gone so far? We got anybody in first? Minus 26 through 14. Nice. Thanks for the good luck, Terry. And bam, you should get the drop on 15 and 17. So, I mean, you're looking at a top score right there. Unlike this account, which I'm continuously butchering. Alright. Now to this hard drop. We're going to play max plus 10%. And I don't have any king slayers on this account. So we're going to have to deal with the adjust issue again. Expert 3 is brutal. I've seen minus 33s and minus 34s in most of my brackets. But then again, you could have a weak bracket. Seems like there's a little bit more brackets this time than there has been in the past. I don't know if more people are dropping back down from Masters because of the course. All right, 7.9, as you can see, is going to be 8.9. 3 right, 3.7 back. I'm going to take the guide right along the left side of the cup and almost, see that little click right there? We want right below that click. And I said 8.9. So I'm going to do 8. And then hit perfect, which means I'm going to miss. Because I didn't adjust enough. $27 with 24 done, Terry? Thanks, fam. The guides, again, these are mostly just my notes for myself, but I thought it'd be nice to share them if I'm going to do the work to make them. They're meant to go along with the videos, and where you could see little things like that click that I really can't put into the guide, but I do know a lot of people play directly from the guides. You know, that's fine if that's the way you like to play, but you will get more drops by watching the videos because you can see the little changes and the little things. And if I miss a shot, you can see how to correct it, whereas the guide, I'm going to put in there what I think needs to correct it, but it may not be correct. Alright, the scary par 5, so max plus 10%. I do have to say the streaming adds another layer to the difficulty. I've always had respect for the people who stream live while doing it, and I know it's not easy, and I myself find it very easy to get distracted while doing it, but I thought I'd give myself a little challenge. That's a new approach. Everything about that screen's rough. I believe that's the right opponent there. So 3 left, 4.1 top. Just as we go into the +1, 7.5 is going to be 5.9. I'm pulling over the center, so 5.9. 3/4 ball left curl. Just as it clicks into the OP. Got a perfect. There we go. Roll up there nicely. For some reason, I have yet to drop this hole in any of the rounds. I keep flirting with the hole, but I can't seem to get it to drop. So +15. We're going to play max +15. See if we can save our op here. So just past cup, left side. 7/8 is going to be 9.2. At least I hit perfect, so you guys can see if I adjusted wrong or not. 9.3 drops. I get a lot of those when I play. It's so frustrating. I mean, that was in the cup. It pops out. Just a little hot. But if I had laid up the ball guide any shorter, it pulls up short. Nice save from our opponent. All right, on to hole 15. Which is going to be 20% T3, even though we're using a power 5 because we're setting up at the +16. And because the person that worked it out used a Titan, so I started with that numbers. The shot worked. I didn't mess with it. In the comments, I often get questions, and I know other streamers and content creators too, is how do you know the elevations? Basically, we played a lot of these in the tours, and we have a base and previous tournaments, and we kind of have a base of what the elevation was in previous, and then we take that and we use that for our first practice shot, and then we adjust accordingly. So for that +15, I normally use +10 when I shot that shot, but +10 was getting too far right, so I added 5% and I started hitting the cup even though I wasn't dropping. So 11.8 is going to be 10.1 rings. I'm going to go 5.8 top, 0.8 left, blue ring at the +16, 10.1 rings. We pulled below the +0, so we're only going to push to +20. Left curl to the inside ring. Great left, but should be fine. It'll put us a little bit further. Oh. Hit the rock. That's odd. That's the first time I've hit that rock. Well, sometimes if it can go wrong, I'll find it. I'm glad it worked for you, fam, since I clearly just made it the one mistake. That must have been more of a double great left. I don't know how many of you have multiple accounts, but sometimes you get that one account that no matter what you do, something's going to go wrong. And that's been this account. Alright, so let's see how far off I am. So we're looking at about 15% club minus 30. See if I can find a funnel. No. Because this guide's so bad, I'm going to push up. I'm going to go left side of it. 10.7. It's going to be 0.8. At least I hit perfect. And we got the drop. Thanks, King. Yeah, 15 has worked great most of the time. Like I said, that's the first time that I've hit that rock on 15. Thanks, Van. Thanks, Ofer. If you haven't watched it, which I haven't, but I've heard enough about it, the Jared video for short irons and sand wedges and rough wedges is where that minus 30 came from, and it'll help you a lot. So give it a watch, because when you get into those trouble spots, you can actually get drops like that. Doesn't help you hit perfect, but it helps you know how to adjust the shot. Okay, so we're going to go to a nav. This is 1 to 1 plus 1. Max back, 1 left. When the yellow ring is at the rough and the second bounce is in the middle of the fringe, you can wiggle it back and forth. You see a nice little funnel. There are 3 wind angles that I've come across, and 2 of them need a little bit of curl, and a very amount of curl, which makes it harder. So basically, the less crosswind you have, the more you need to curl to compensate for it. So if we get a huge crosswind angle, then we don't have to worry about it. So 9.2 is going to be 10.2, max back, 1 left. So if you look, I wiggle there, you see no change. This is the mostly straight, so I'm going to need a little bit of curl. I hit perfect, so we'll see if I gave it enough curl or not. No, too much curl. So that one only needed a click in that wind angle. And that curl that I gave it is going to take on each bounce. So it doesn't take much to throw it off. But on this hole, anything that's a nice easy putt is welcome, because there's so many ways you can get in trouble. Let's go ahead and put our club information in for you guys for the next hole. Max plus 10%, P3. I would say a P1 W5 would work. You're going to get less wind push. I mean, it's just like using the, nav being a P1, so the adjustment would be the same. But you have to know that you're going to get less wind push because you have less cross. So if you weren't to curl any, I would assume it would end up on the right side of the cup. And of course, you don't want to waste wind 5 balls on practice shots unless you have a ton of them. As you can see, I have no special balls. Still got a couple Brysons. I'll probably need those one of these days. And if you've watched most of my videos, you know that I try not to use anything above a cheap ball. I mean, the people that have the wind balls and stuff, there's paid guides out there that could help them. I've only had to do more than 10 rings a couple of times. That's king wind. There was one where I had a 10.5 wind, and it was a straight tail, and I had to pull 11.5, and I hit min. And this is now the 9th or 10th time I've taken that shot. So, I mean, okay, so 9.2, which is a decent wind. I'm going to do the 2 left, 1.5 back. Set up a little more left. .2 rings. Push the max. Mid-ring curl. 4 rings OP. Slight great left. Should put us nice close to the hole. It won't drop because of the grate, but perfect there, drops that. But, I mean, as far as using a wind 5 on that 16, you can play this back. That's what our opponent used, I believe, was a P1 wind 5. I think that's what that ball was. You can kind of look at how he adjusted and how many rings he adjusted and where he ended up. and use that to compare how you could change it and fix it. Whenever I'm low on practice tokens, as I am now, uh, which is I have 0 on all 4 accounts, if I go to YouTube and I see a shot, I'll kind of reverse engineer it. I'll look at how many rings they pulled, where it landed on the second, third bounce, and think about what I need to do to adjust that shot in order to get the drop. So let me go back and check that shot for you, Ofer. Let's see, that was Missy. So yeah, this is a Wind 5 Power 2 ball. So see, we did 25%, mid, P2 numbers, 5.5. So we're looking at should adjust 6.2. They only did 5.2. So I'm already thinking they're going to end up left. They hit great left on top of that, which threw them quite a bit left. So, I mean, you should be able to use the same adjustment with the Wind 5 ball, which is P2 mid. Alright, so now back to hole number 18 to finish off this round and the last hole for today. So P5, 15%. I have a luminary on this account, so I'm going to use it. Try to get that drop. You're welcome, Ofer. Anything I can do to try to help. So earlier you saw that I used a Titan on this. So a Titan is possible, and a Titan did get me within range. A little bit shorter than I like, to have a good shot at the Albatross, but, it's a cheap free ball to get to that spot. If you play Tier 3 or Mini Masters, you will get luminaries as rewards. And, the Mini Masters, they risk pushing you to Tier 3, but 7.1. I'm not going to push the max because I'm using a P5. We hit perfect. So that should put us down there nicely for the second shot, which we're going to play at plus 20%. For 25 should allow us to put the, like in the guide here, the white ring at the fringe. Actually, I'm going to adjust this and do 15%. I shot 20 earlier and missed. Change the notes here. Alright, so 8 wind. We're only at 15, which should be about 82%. Going to the right side of the cup, about a square short. And got 9.6. Okay, we hit perfect. So at least we'll get a good read on how good 15 is. Still over adjusted. And a little long, so you're going to need to make that about a square and a half short. And go ahead and change the notes. Let's see what 10% would have been. 9.1. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and change the notes to 10%. And as you see where I'm adjusting the notes as I shoot, that's how I play. Normally, I'll have all 5 accounts, and I'll just go from account to account to account to account, shooting each hole 5 times, and within 5 looks, I can try to dial it in. Well, that is the last hole for tonight. This one's kind of a disappointment because I messed up hole number 9, 10, and 11, and hole number 1. But, you know, we'll probably get us top 25. Good night, everyone. Thanks for the thanks and the good lucks. Good luck on your round.